What's up, everybody? Welcome to the trade deadline edition of the Ballpark. I'm here with Ethan
Hello.
and Adam.
Hola.
Yeah.
So, to start off, we're gonna talk about that fucking game last night. Jesus Christ!
The Twins and the Yankees had a fucking amazing game.
So, assuming this is gonna be uploaded tomorrow, it was the game 2 nights ago. But yeah.
It happened on July 23rd. That's all you have to know.
Insane fucking game. 14 runs for the Yankees, 12 for the Twins. It was a 26-run game.
That's insane.
And it was 5 hours long.
It was 5 hours. Yeah.
Nearly two cycles. Excuse me.
Fucking Gregorius, dude. He was unstoppable last night.
Yeah, just all around crazy game. Even as a Twins fan, it was still an amazing game, and it just shows the world that the Twins are actually legit, and they're not just a flash in the pan team in the easiest division in the league.
Like the 2016 Cubs.
How long did the game last yesterday?
Around 5 hours.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
4.5, 5 hours. Why?
4.5 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone wants to talk about. I really wish the fucking umpires would get that through their fucking skulls. Nobody wants to see their asses.
Oh, if you want to talk umpires.
Oh, fuck. Fuck me. Last night, they had some really...
That was the worst strike call I've seen.
Really?
Well, no.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst.
It was the worst non-calls I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Angel Hernandez still takes that cake. With
Fuck
that
Angel Hernandez.
The pitch that was, middle in,
yeah.
Dead center of the zone, straight down the pipe, calls it a ball.
And that basically cost him the game.
I think I have one that's better. Because a pitcher slipped while pitching, and the fucking pitch was about 6, maybe 7 inches inside. And it was still called a strike.
Oh, that was a strike. I saw that pitch. That was a strike. That was definitely a strike.
Yeah, that was.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't realize I was on call with Angel Hernandez.
Hold on.
I admit.
It's joke. But, what's the pitcher's name? Pitcher stumbles.
Yeah, so by the way,
Get his name.
Right now, can we...
Yes, Ethan.
Right now, can we say game of the year so far for that game last night?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's game of the year so far for this season.
For sure.
I'm going to go with good. No.
I'm going to go with you fucking suck and you're trash.
Oh boy, is the Cubs game going to be his favorite game of the year?
Actually, no. Because
is it the Angels?
I want to talk about... Yeah, Angels at Mariners.
Yeah.
Talk about... You couldn't script a better story than that. They're honoring each other's Skaggs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's in the record books as 45 throwing a no-hit.
I want to say something really bad. I'm very glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Other news. Robinson Cano hit for his first 3 home run game in his career.
It's really surprising me, actually.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about that. How the fuck has he gone? Wait. He's 100 now.
13 plus seasons.
Yeah,
he's 36, and I think he got started probably around 21, 22.
Yeah, he's been there for a while, and he's never hit a 3 home run game. And that's with the fucking Mets. So it doesn't even matter, really. It's
I'm still looking for that video of that pitcher falling over.
Oh my god. Yeah, but the Twins and the Yankees played a great game, and the trade deadline. That's fun.
Well, let's not forget about
Nice segue.
what else happened yesterday with the cycle and all that.
Oh yeah, Trey Turner hit for the cycle again.
Yeah.
There was almost 3 cycles hit yesterday.
There were so many home runs, so many cycles. It was fucking insane.
The best part about this all, the second half started with a no-hitter, and about 5, maybe 6 days later, the Mariners were 2 outs, I believe, away from a perfect game against the Angels.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive actually, because the Mariners fucking suck.
Yeah, that was a strike.
Better, it was Mike Leake.
That was definitely a strike at him. It was. Okay. It looked inside, but it was on the plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but these so many fucking this second half has been crazy so far.
Yeah, everything. It's not even fucking halfway through the shit.
It's been insane. It's not even the end of July yet.
No, it's not even the end of July. And, speaking of
I was about to say, speaking of the end of July, you motherfucker stole my segue.
Speaking of the end of July,
by Segway.
We are sponsored by Segway.
Yeah. Yeah, with the trade deadline.
Way Seg.
But,
only the best segues.
Yeah, but anyways,
trade deadline. So I have a game.
Yeah.
I have a game that we're going to play today about the trade deadline. Fun. And the way this is going to work is that we're each going to name off. So we're each going to pick 3 categories, or 2 categories, excuse me. Unless you don't want to pick 2 categories, you don't have to. But we're each going to pick 2 categories between position players, starting pitchers, and relievers. And we're going to pick 3 players from those each categories that are on our team's trading, in our team's trading the sites. So, wow, the Twins just designated Blake Parker for assignment. That just happened now. Breaking news.
Oh, really?
Huge news.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like DFA'd?
Yeah. That's funny. The dickheads got their wish. Anyway.
Yes, so.
But yeah, so we're each going to pick 3 players from our, that are in our team's trading sites in each category, or just one category if you'd prefer. And we're going to list them off with, like the one that you want the most, the one that or the one that they'll, likely get, and then kind of the fantasy pick, like the guy that they have no chance of getting, but it would still be cool if they got him. So, who wants to start?
I'll start because I have the least categories. Because my team is Boston, and since most of our pitching's alright, our starting pitching is alright, but our bullpen is fucking cancer. We have to get a closer because it's all just kind of whoever's in the bullpen. Fucking Matt Barnes, you close, and we can't have that. So for closing pitchers, my personal pick would be Aroldis like Chapman, just because of how good he is this year. The most likely pick, I actually picked Kirby Yates for that, because he's a big
name, yeah.
Big name. And the one
very,
closer,
very, very good year this year.
I mean, the one closer that's never gonna happen, but I really want him in Boston, Josh Hader, from Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah, Josh Hader would be.
Hader is fucking dirty. He is probably the nastiest reliever I've seen.
Who is that new guy who was pitching for the Twins last night? What was his name? Chris something.
Cody Stashak.
Oh, Cody. Yeah. He was... Talk about a nasty kind of curveball and just... Oh.
He was sharp. I wouldn't say nasty. He's more of a control guy that cleans the corners. But still, he's one of the better pitchers I've seen. But, you can't talk about rookie pitchers without talking about Lewis Thorpe the night before.
Yes.
We are getting off topic,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
but
Talk about it.
I'm gonna run with this for a second. Um, Lewis Thorpe, Australian kid, insane fucking game, comes up out of nowhere because he had been up prior in the season. He had pitched, or he had started a game actually and got hit somewhat hard, but like still performed well. I think it was only a 1-run game. We ended up losing, but it was okay. He comes in to this game. He gets called up and shuts the Yankees down completely for 2 1/3 innings. Like they didn't hit shit for 2 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And to kind of piggyback off that, I believe he pitched in the Australian Baseball League, and he was pretty damn good there.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he
either
was
their MVP or runner-up a couple of times.
he's had great stuff through his career in minors and big kind of a strikeout guy, but definitely starting pitching in his future.
Yeah, but in terms of like, the reason I picked Kirby Yates is because like he's doing amazing this year so far, and I feel like he's a big like name anyways. Like during the trade deadline,
Yeah,
I feel like
he's he's the only guy this year that has really made a name for himself specifically this year.
yeah.
Like you look at other stars, like other kids that have kind of come up out of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
through the years, and it's always been like the year before they kind of established themselves, but then the next year they just were lights out, and they were one
Yeah.
of they're like Josh Hader. No one knew
Oh
who
yeah.
Josh Hader was,
Yep.
and then he comes up next year and he becomes the nastiest reliever in the game. And now he's a household name, a superstar, and a dream, closer for any team.
Yeah.
Kirby Yates, I didn't know who Kirby Yates was until this year.
Yeah. This year.
That's how good he is.
And he was picked like. And he was. Like, I don't really watch like the Padres because they're the fucking Padres, but when he got picked for the All Star game, that's when I started like paying attention. I'm like, oh okay, this guy must be very good. And it's like I watched a couple of games with him in it, and he's just Kirby Yates is a great pitcher.
I saw his numbers before everything
Before the All Star.
before the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And I kind of was learning about him before the All-Star game, and I was not surprised to hear that he got selected because back, they started talking trade rumors back at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
And Kirby Yates was one of the guys that kept popping up for most teams, that this is a guy that every team should look at.
Mm-hmm.
And for a good reason. Like he has an under 2 ERA right now, or under 3 or something. I think it's under 2 though. I think it's just under 2. If I remember correctly.
I think it is under.
Yeah, 2.14.
Yep.
So like he's not gonna be
so
like
just over 2.
Yeah, just over 2.
But pretty close.
Yeah. And I picked Aroldis Chapman just because I'm not basing it off of his performance in the game last night, but just in general because he's overall a very good closer, and I'm not picking Kimbrel because fuck Kimbrel, because he's gonna blow games. I'm glad Chicago has him. Aren't you happy, Adam?
Speaking of
Okay.
Adam,
Yeah. How about you?
if Ethan's not gonna do 2 of them, Adam, you may go.
No, yeah, it's only closers because we have everything else.
Okay. So, I actually will do 2 for bullpen help. The one pitcher I would love to see the Cubs get, Ken Giles, just to get rid of Brad Brock. Second one, the one I think will happen is Shane Green, which I'm going to talk more about that with the fielders. And the one that I would love to see happen, Josh Hader.
Yeah.
Just because you have him in the 8th spot or 8th inning spot, you got a strong back of the bullpen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing that I like about Shane Green, and I'm glad that you brought him up because he's not one of the guys personally on my list because I don't think they'll get Shane Green because he's in division. And, I know the Tigers are awful. And I know they're going to be kind of rebuilding and
Yeah.
looking for. But Shane Green is one of the better relievers and one of the most underrated relievers in the league right now. He's got great stuff. He's got good numbers. Every time I see a pitch, he shuts down, the Twins, and it's ridiculous that any team he pitches against, he shuts down. And it's not overpowering. It's not the flashy Josh Hader kind of stuff. It's not 105 miles per hour of, Jordan Hicks and fucking Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's just solid stuff. He paints the corners and he does everything well.
He's probably the one person who, like, if the Cubs get, even if it's just him, I'd be happy with it. Just because he's so good. And
Yeah.
he meshes well with the bullpen. So long. And if he gives up a couple of home runs, fuck, it'll be like he was there all year.
Yep.
But now for the fielder. The player I want would be Jared Dyson from the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Almora's not a good bat. Like, he has one of the lowest OBPs in baseball, I believe. Like, minimum, 300 plate appearances or something like that. On top of that, he makes a lot of mistakes that I don't see Dyson doing.
Yeah, Dyson's actually really good outfielder too. Not just offensively, not as much, but speed and fielding, he's one of the better outfielders, and he can hit a little. He has proven that he can hit a little. Slap singles and a little bit of power here and there.
And that would work perfectly on this lineup because they need a leadoff guy, and Dyson does get on base a lot. Not the best hitter, but he gets on base. And then you can follow that up with Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Contreras. You are putting immediate pressure on the starting pitcher if you get on base.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I think will happen is Nick Castellanos, for one reason. Him and Shane Green are going to be packaged together because the Cubs have a lot of prospects they could give up.
Yep.
And they have, I won't say unproven, but they have prospects there that could benefit the Tigers in 2-3 years. Then the one I would love to see happen with Merrifield, just so we can get rid of Descalso and Russell.
Yeah. Russell got DFA'd, didn't he?
He's back in Iowa. He's still had an option left.
I find that funny. Yeah, well, yeah, he got sent down, but you know what I meant.
Yeah. Next up, to the Sun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think with Merrifield, one of the best hitters in the team, could definitely help whatever team he's on. Not just, the Cubs. I don't think the Royals are going to give him up, but I'm assuming that's why, he's on your fantasy.
Apparently, they want 3 major league ready players.
That's a little much.
Yeah.
For a guy, he might have all the hits in the world, but and he's obviously a very good player, but I don't know if I would give up my farm system for him.
Yeah. But on the up note, they could get 4 players, or 5 technically.
Yeah.
Because Cubs could give up Almora, Russell, and Descalso. There's 1 major league player. or major league ready player than two prospects.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, but
Yeah, I don't think the Royals are getting ready to give up Merrifield yet. I think he's kind of their cornerstone that they're trying to build around. I don't know how much of a cornerstone he is because he's not really like he's not super young and he's not that phenomenal talent that you see players or teams building around like a Mike Trout or anything because he doesn't have you know he doesn't
that
have
level of
25 home
talent.
run potential and fucking 100 RBI potential a year. He is their leadoff hitter and he can get hits. So he will hit for high average and he will get on base, and he will steal bases. But
Yeah, but on top of that, you also have to remember the Royals really don't have anyone. Like when they signed Alex Gordon back, they thought they were getting the 2015 version, but he hasn't done shit for them.
well, he's doing well this year, but again, it's not what he did in 2015. And this team is nowhere near what they were when they won.
Yeah, like they might be the 2015 Royals might have been one of the most overrated teams.
Well, I don't know if I'd call them overrated because they did win the World Series, but I see where you're coming from. As they're like they're one of the more they were a really good team that kind of got lucky in a few spots. So
Yeah, I call them overrated because when you stop and think about their level of talent, like they should have been in the playoffs in 2016. They should have been contending in 2017, but they weren't. They were like the
yeah,
Mets. Like
when you have guys like Eric
these guys
Hosmer
got
and that was
yeah,
good Eric Hosmer, and you have Alex Gordon is Lorenzo Kane. Fucking their pitching staff was solid back then, and so yeah, I get where you're coming from.
yeah. It's just weird how 2015 Royals and Mets were like, oh, they're going to be contenders for the next couple of years. Didn't last a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll take over from there, and so the Twins' biggest needs right now are starting pitching and bullpen help,
Yeah.
as apparent by last night. Now, the starting rotation isn't awful; it's still pretty solid, but they could use a good arm somewhere, like a really good arm, in there somewhere. So, and with the Twins, having a postseason run or a good chance to have a real deep postseason run, who better to pick than the guy that won 3 World Series in 5 years for my most want than Madison Bumgarner.
Oh fuck.
I really want Madison Bumgarner on the Twins this year because I know the Twins can make a deep run. I know they can, but they just need that pitcher. Madison Bumgarner has some of the best postseason stats of all time for a pitcher, just in general, like
Yeah.
throughout history. He won 3 fucking World Series with a Jet. Was very overrated, as Adam said with the Royals. It's because they lost and they were really really bad. Like they weren't just like mediocre bad. They were bad in the years in between.
Yeah. Like even years they were
last
amazing,
place teams
years,
in the between
yeah.
years.
But speaking of Madison Bumgarner, like if the Giants decide to trade him, they're if the Giants decide to trade him, they're probably going to get a lot of prospects.
Oh, absolutely.
But from what I've been understanding, like people are thinking the Giants could still make a run at the wild card.
Oh yeah, no, they can.
So
That's part of the reason that they're so reluctant to trade him, and that's why he went from my most likely to my want list.
yeah,
Because
but
originally he was going to be my most likely pick because I know that the Twins have insane amounts of interest in him. They had a fucking scout at the Syndergaard Bumgarner game watching, both those pitchers. The latter might come up later. Or the former might come up later. Excuse me. But yeah, no, the Twins can the Twins have the outfield waiting in the wings in AAA and AA to, give.
Yeah.
These guys are major league ready. You have, Lamonte Wade Jr. who could play tomorrow. Brent Rooker is, maybe a year away. And with the Twins, with how deep their outfield is, not only in the majors, but, in the minors as well, and how deep some of their other positions are, like first, CJ Cron's coming back next year. They don't really need a first baseman. Brent Rooker can play first, but the Twins have such a deep outfield.
Yeah.
Throughout all things that they don't really need any of their major league outfield guys, and the Giants don't have a very good outfield.
They really don't. But
so they're going to want major league ready guys, and that's why that's why I want Madison Bumgarner personally on the Twins now.
Which is actually why I brought it up, because the Twins have a plethora of prospects. So I don't know if his contract ends after this year or not.
Yes, Bumgarner's yes. So he would be purely rental. However, there is an interesting. I have a theory about that. The Twins have been trading off some of their bullpen pieces, some of their more reliable bullpen pieces, I might add. Like Mike Morin got traded to the Phillies, Matt McGill got traded to the Mariners. Two guys that have had success with the Twins in the past. McGill had one bad outing a couple weeks ago, and he hasn't been the same since. Mike Morin has been solid for Mike Morin standards. They traded away both these guys for cash. Now, my thought process is, why would they need cash? Well, Madison Bumgarner is getting, or is a free agent next year, or this offseason, excuse me. The Twins trade for him. They could be looking at an extension as part of his trade. That could be something to maybe entice him to come away from the Giants, because the Giants, I doubt are going to want to give him a contract, because he is aging. He is not the Madison Bumgarner of old. He is not the ace status, the perennial Cy Young contender each year that he was, but he's still a very solid pitcher. They're not going to want to give him a nice contract to stay. So the Twins, having the money to afford, having a little extra money, could offer an extension along with a trade package. That's my theory. Anyway.
I could see that happening. Just because I don't think Giants will make a run.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make a run either. I think they could make a run, and I think that and Matt Vasgersian put it very well the other day, they're in probably the worst position for the Giants right now. Like, they have kind of won themselves into a bit of a hole, if you will.
Yeah.
Because now, if they don't make a playoff run and they don't sell, they're fucked next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do you do? What do you do? Do you sell, or do you stay? Like, do you hold pat, or do you buy? Hell, do you buy? But that's down to buying for a wild card, and you know about buying for a wild card.
It worked before.
It has, yes, I'll admit that it has worked before, but in such a tight division with Arizona, and the Rockies are poised for could potentially have a good couple weeks here and come back, and the Padres, even though the Padres are awful.
Padres, I think they're about a year or two away from contending, but even then, so much talent, they're going to blow by the Giants.
They could surpass the Giants next year, which again would fuck the Giants if they don't sell now, if they don't get the guys that maybe are a year or two away. So the guys that I think they'll get is Marcus Stroman, because I was talking to Ethan last night during watching the Twins, and I think that the day that the Twins get past the Yankees in the playoffs is the year they'll win the World Series.
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman is a known Yankee killer. He has had phenomenal success against the Yankees so far this year. If the Twins end up running into the Yankees this year, it'd be nice to have two guys that can kill the Yankees. Jake Odorizzi has already proved he can shut down the Yankees. And because they were in one of their hot stretches, and Jake Odorizzi just comes in and fucking flattens them. And Odorizzi is actually pitching again today. So, you know, if Odorizzi can win again today, you have two guarantee. You guarantee one Yankee killer. Why not get another one for the playoffs?
Yeah. So you can at least have that better chance of winning. Whereas if you have a regular pitcher, it's down to like 50-50.
You throw Kyle Gibson out there, as we all saw last night. If it's not Sharp Gibson, he's not going to pitch, it's not going to be, you know, a pitching role at all. Yeah, long outing. That's a good way to put it. It's definitely not going to be a long outing. He pitched okay, but again, it wasn't Sharp Gibby, so the Yankees. Yeah. And then the pitcher that I want the most now, I'm caught between two. But
Okay.
like, okay. One of the pitchers is the big name. He's the big money kind of guy. He's gonna, you know, perennial Cy Young contender on a losing team or a middle of the road team, kind of. On a team that we're not sure is gonna if they're gonna stand pat or sell, considering they could be good in a couple years. And again, this guy is face of the franchise at this point. Or the young, you know, the young controllable stud that has a really good or really bright future ahead of him, could be a very good, you know, Cy Young contender in a couple of years. And again, he's already one of the better pitchers in the league. Like, he's got nasty stuff. And so,
Can I make a prediction on who I think the second one is?
go ahead.
Noah Syndergaard.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely Noah Syndergaard.
Okay, go with the first option because Mets aren't open to trading him just yet. Maybe.
Well, no, I know that totally. I know that. This is why this is the fantasy pick. This is the pick that I know they're probably not going to get.
I know,
no matter what they do.
Like, he could be traded in the off season to the Twins.
Yes, but so there's a couple reasons that I'm. So the first pitcher actually is Max Scherzer, who the Twins are looking at, but they're not going to get.
No, they're not going to get
at all.
Scherzer.
Unless they want to give up their entire farm.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to go out and get a perennial Cy Young winner that is a big money guy who may not be relevant in a few more years here. Like, I give him 3 or 4 years and he's going to start slipping a little. Probably not a Clayton Kershaw style, you know, collision, but
he probably will start slipping.
He's going to start slipping. He's not going to be as good as he was. That's why I'm going with Noah Syndergaard. Now, I know Noah Syndergaard is kind of the fantasy option here for me that, you know, it's not going to, if they were to get him, it's not necessarily going to help the Twins right away, you know, because he's not having the best year. However, it can be a very, very good thing for a pitcher. Look at Max Scherzer. He was okay with the Tigers, pretty good with the Tigers, actually, but he was overshadowed by Justin Verlander. His stuff was really good, but he was also on a mediocre Tigers team. Now he goes to the Nationals, and he's Cy Young winner. He's making millions of dollars, and he's one of the best pitchers in the league, probably the best in the league right now. And that was just a simple change of scenery. Noah Syndergaard has been one of the better pitchers in the league, but he just hasn't, it hasn't, you know, fully clicked for him to be that superstar that superstar potential that he has. That's why I think, you know, it'd be a good pick for the Twins because he is young and controllable. but they would have to give up a lot more than I think they would hope to. And I don't know if they want to do that for a guy that isn't having that great of a year this year. So, anyway,
it could happen.
oh yeah, it could definitely happen. I can definitely see it happening, considering again the depth of the piece or the depth of the minor leagues that the Twins have right now. Now, the other biggest issue for the Twins, which was pretty apparent last night, is their bullpen. Now, it's not as big of an issue as everyone thinks it is, because the Yankees are a really good team. It is over exaggerated. Blake Parker had just had one of his bad outings. Parker's a very good pitcher. I feel kind of bad for him because he seems like a good guy. He loves the game and has a lot of fun pitching. And he does have one of the best splitters in the game. But when he's off, and he was off last night. But the Twins still need bullpen help. And the guy that I want the most is another Giant, actually, Will Smith, who has had one of the best years.
He's the Giants closer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's had one of the best years of any reliever in recent memory. He's pitching so well, and he kind of came out of nowhere as this, youngster, or as this not really young guy, but this like veteran reliever that is still fairly young and can still throw fairly well, and has just found himself in this spot where the Giants might not need me in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And with the Twins outfield, depth, they can easily swap, 1 to 2 guys for Will Smith, and Will Smith is, again, it's the perfect match for me because the Twins need a good strikeout guy right now. They have good strikeout bullpen in Taylor Rogers and Ryan Harper and fucking Tyler Duffy. But they need one more guy, and I think Will Smith is the guy to do that, and he would be the closer for this team.
And to touch on Will Smith, is there are a lot of teams interested in him.
Absolutely.
So the Giants could get a lot more from the Twins than what would actually be required if there was only, let's say, 1 or 2 other teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But there is another pitcher that I think you're going to say. Ken Giles.
Actually, I was just thinking about that. I wasn't specifically thinking Ken Giles, but I'm kind of caught between who I think they are going to get between a couple guys. Like, I want to say that they're going to get Kirby Yates. Like, I want to say that, but I also don't think it's going to happen. As again, the Padres might not be willing to trade him. He is older though. He is 32, I believe. So he is a little older for a reliever, and the Twins do have the young core, so it could very well happen.
It could.
So you know what? I'm just going to stick 2 guys for the guys that I think they're going to get. I think they're going to get Ken Giles or Kirby Yates, not or specifically, because I know you either got the injury-prone Ken Giles or the somewhat aging Kirby Yates. Now, I want Kirby Yates more because he's having a better year, but I can also see a package for Marcus Stroman, or I could see Ken Giles stuck in a package with Marcus Stroman for a pile of the Twins outfielders and maybe one of our pitchers.
The only reason I brought Ken Giles up is because I think he's going to be moved, and if he's getting moved, I think they're moving Stroman with him.
Yeah, absolutely. They may not go to the same place, but they will get traded at least at the same time. They will both be gone before the end of next week. Where they're going to go, who knows? But again, I either want Ken Giles or Kirby Yates. Both are very good options for the Twins right now. They need something, anything, and Ken Giles has been very good over his career. He does have shoulder issues, but the Twins have a magic worker or a miracle worker in their pitching coach right now in Wes Johnson. He has saved the careers of a few pitchers, including bringing up a pitcher out of nowhere that, and Ryan Harper, and saving the career of Jake Odorizzi. But
Can he help Brand Morrow out? Asking for the Cubs.
yeah, I think so. No, Johnson. No, he was a college shit. He was a college coach before he came to Minnesota. I don't know if he was exclusively college. He might have had MLB experience before that, but I don't know. Anyway, the fantasy pick for me, it's tough. Actually. Oh, well, actually, no, it's not as tough as I thought. Josh Hader. The guy that we've all picked for our fantasy, kind of, or a guy that I know we want, but we're never going to get.
Yeah.
Josh Hader, for me, it's weird because I know no team's going to get him because the Brewers are really good, and he's not really in anyone's targets. I thought I had another guy, though.
No.
What are some of the other big relievers out there?
Alex Colomé.
Not Colomé,
From the
definitely not
White
Colomé.
Sox.
Craig Kimbrell. I'm just kidding.
I wanted Kimbrel earlier. I don't really care now. Fuck, there was I can't think of who it was. I had one in mind the other day, and I just can't think of who it was.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of high-end relievers out there.
No.
Jesus. Shit.
Don't the Blue Jays have another reliever? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
They might.
Are you talking about the Blue Jays?
Yeah. Because
There's one more
John
like
Rosen.
superstar reliever out there that's like really good. I can't think of it. I don't know. Shit.
That's the Blue Jays. I mean,
The
Is
reason
it
why
like
I'm
Sean
asking is
Drew?
'cause-
No, you know who it is?
who?
Who?
Well, this is kind of new and kind of recent, and I know this team is actually good again this year. That player is Liam Hendricks.
Oh yeah.
The guy he's actually a former Twin. The Twins had him for a little while, and then they cut him, and then he kind of bounced around between teams, and now he's throwing 100 miles per hour. He's one of the best closers in baseball. And absolutely my fantasy pick, just because I know the Twins aren't going to get him again because Oakland is very good again this year. And he probably isn't real happy with Minnesota because we just cut him out of nowhere. It wasn't messy or anything. It just kind of happened. And,
Yeah, it happens. Business side of baseball and all that.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so those are my picks for my reliever for the relievers and starting pitchers I want. Is there any other trades you guys can see happening? Between teams, any blockbusters that you guys can see happening within the next few weeks here? Just anything. Doesn't matter at all.
I can't think of any like huge trades. As far as like Boston goes, of course they're not going to be getting rid of anybody. They're going to be buyers this year, so I guess as long as we get pitching. I mean, I've heard rumors that Jose Abreu is in Boston's radar.
Good luck getting him.
Exactly,
They could get him. Okay, Boston could get him, but I don't know if you want him.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we don't
He's
need
very
like hitting.
overrated. No, I know they don't need hitting, but
Yeah.
Jose
Either
Abreu is
way.
overrated. In
Yeah,
the time
he
I've
is.
seen him play against the Twins, he's always seemed overrated to me. He's hit the Twins well, don't get me wrong, but he's just never seemed like the superstar that everyone seems to think he is. He's not that slick fielding first baseman that
He's not.
he's not the
But he
best
is-
hitting first baseman in the league. He does hit for power. He does have decently high average. He kind of reminds me of Justin Morneau a little, actually, just
Yeah.
because Morneau with the less glove and a little less bat. They're just the same type of build, similar players in terms of number wise. Morneau was a Gold Glover at one point in his career, but both about 280 hitters. Morneau hit about 30 to 35 home runs a year, and Abreu only hits about, you know, 20 to 30. So, yeah.
And Abreu reminds me a lot of, I won't say Jim. Who was that Cleveland first baseman? Not Jim Thome.
Um,
I can't remember his name.
Not Carlos
He
Santana.
was like, yeah, that's it.
Carlos
Because I don't
Santana?
remember him. Yeah, I don't remember him being that good of a power hitter until like the last few years.
Oh, absolutely. Early Carlos Santana. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Early Carlos Santana is a really good comparison for him because neither guy is great, defensively, but they're both pretty solid players, still solid hitters. Even then, when he wasn't hitting home runs, Carlos Santana was still a pretty solid hitter.
Yeah. And Abreu just has that type of build to me. But
That bigger
one trade.
Yeah.
Sorry, but there is one trade I do see happening. Trevor Bauer, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I could see Trevor Bauer going to the Brewers. I don't want it to happen, but I could see the Brewers offering the Indians a good deal to get him.
Yeah, Christian Yelich. No, but
Probably.
I could see him offering. Yeah, I could see that too. I could see Trevor Bauer going to the Braves or something. I know he won't be an Indian, or I don't think he'll be in Cleveland for much longer.
No, like he is a good pitcher.
He is a good pitcher. I don't want him in any sense of the word, just because he doesn't seem like a good clubhouse guy, and the Twins don't need a guy that's going to be a cancer in the clubhouse because they've had a few of those in the past, and it hasn't worked out at all. Though he was supposed to be a really good guy, Logan Morrison was always seen as, or was one of those guys. Lance Lynn was always seen as kind of a, anti-clubhouse guy because he was, especially last year because he was signed so late. So he was a little salty that no one picked him up and that he had to settle for the Twins.
Yeah.
And he was always seen like I don't think the Twins players liked him that much in the locker room. So it's just. Yeah, I don't want Bauer in the slightest because of that.
But I actually think Bauer's a decent clubhouse guy. I just think that, I mean, Kluber's not very good, and I mean that with all due respect. Like, he's been going down in pretty much everything.
Kluber's overrated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's not. He's very, 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 very good. Don't get me wrong. Former Cy Young winner, everything. And I get it. But to me, he's always been a little overrated. He's never been the, superstar ace caliber that everyone thinks he seems to be. Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah. I just feel like,
talent.
yeah, he's got the talent. I feel like you can never talk about him with the big boys. Like, you couldn't talk about him with Chris Hale, Verlander, and fucking Clayton Kershaw. You would talk about him in about that second tier of pitchers. The Marcus Stroman and the fucking
David Price.
David Price.
Yeah.
Yes,
The ones there, almost there, but not just yet.
Yeah, they're not
Rick
quite.
Porcello, early Max Scherzer. You could talk about him in the same conversation as because Max Scherzer was ace caliber pitcher, but he was sort of that B level. He was below like the superstars, the studs that are pitching now.
Yeah. Speaking of B-level pitchers, I could also see Jeff Marger being traded to like the Phillies or something.
Yeah.
Just
The
because
Phillies are just.
yeah, the Phillies aren't good, but Samardzija wants to be the ace. So send him to a team where he can at least have that chance to be the ace. And when he fails,
I always like Samardzija. Like,
he's not a bad pitcher. It's just
yeah,
to put it bluntly, he is the type of player who doesn't know when to stop. And that can be good at times, but with Samardzija, like, it was because I think the best example would be when the Cubs traded like two players who were absolute dog shit to get Pedro Strop and Jake Arrieta. And Samardzija was there. Oh, I don't see how you get better by trading for them or trading those players. And it's like comes off as not a locker room type of player.
yeah, kind of a personal self player. I see where you're going.
That's it. Like a maverick.
Yeah, yeah. And I could definitely see that in the Phillies. But they also have way too many of those. And that's why they suck.
That's why I want to see it happen.
That's also, we've said it just about every podcast, but I feel like I feel the need to say it again. We did absolutely call the Phillies being bad.
Oh yeah.
Or not bad, but not as good, not nearly as good. And
it's because people thought that Harper was gonna be like their Mike Trout, which he's really not.
They thought that
they want Harper to recruit Mike Trout next year.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen anymore. That's not going to happen anymore.
No, oh, that ain't
especially
happening.
considering Mike Trout has, the $45 million or $450 million extension.
Yeah. So
from the Angels, and he's going to be a lifelong Angel anyway.
Yeah, but I swear to God, I can't.
My favorite thing about the Phillies is that the entire world thought they were going to, go to the World Series and win another World Series.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
No, they're not.
Do that. I'm sorry, but as much shit as we give the Phillies, they still keep proving to us that they are not good. Like, every time I do one of these, I'm always a little nervous, that the Phillies are going to come back and they're going to bounce back and they're just going to they're going to go on a tear. But they haven't yet. That's the thing. They haven't yet.
Here's the thing, Matt. Like, the Phillies, they have all the talent to be good. But they're also in the same division as the Braves, who, literally, barring a major injury, will be up in the top two no matter what.
Yes, absolutely.
You've got the Nationals, who are moved on from Harper without blinking an eye. And even if the Phillies do make it to the playoffs, who are they going to go up against?
The best part is, Adam, the Nationals are still,
better than the Phillies.
Well, the Nationals haven't moved. Like, I think it's funny that you said blinking an eye because they were still not that good with Harper.
Yeah.
Like, they were playing in a bad division still, and the Braves hadn't found their thing, or hadn't found their, they hadn't clicked yet.
Yeah.
And so they lose Harper.
Nationals are still there.
And they're still there. They're still in the same spot. But this year, the Braves are good. So they're not in first anymore. They still have the same. Nationals are still about the same team, but they're seen as bad this year because the Braves are so good.
Well, to be fair, the Braves are being in first place is good, but it's not super impressive because the NL East is not really a competitive division.
Yeah, no, they're not good. It's again the second worst division in all of baseball behind the AL Central.
Yeah, the AL Central.
But the Braves are the one team that I could see in any other division being in the top two. Everyone else in that division,
no.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't see the Braves doing that. Just because I know the Braves are really good, but the Braves to me just seem overrated. Like, they seem like they're in their perfect position.
Yeah.
For them. They're in a bad division. They're playing against bad teams. They're playing half their games against Miami,
Fucking Miami.
fucking Philly,
Mets.
the Mets. That's what
Yeah,
they're playing
like,
half their games against, and they're crushing them.
that's why they're winning. But here's the problem. That's
why
what
they're
happened
winning.
last year too. And they faced the Dodgers in the NL division series, and they got fucking smoked. Because they never
wouldn't
play
be-
like good
but
teams.
They wouldn't be the
Should
same team.
To be fair, okay, last year the Dodgers were on a whole nother.
They still are,
Yeah.
Like,
but then
But-
they're also in a not as good or not so great NL
yeah,
NL West.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like it's literally tough because the Braves have all the talent. Like, I could see them being top two. You guys can't, which understandable.
Well, fuck, I can see the Phillies being top 2 in the other division,
Yeah.
in other divisions in the league,
They probably could be,
but they're not
but
because
that's actually what I was going to get to.
because their
They're-
clubhouse is not good.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Hello?
sorry about that.
But yeah, no, the Phillies definitely bad clubhouse.
Yeah.
Really not the team to do anything important this year, and
How about we talk about
also half their team is hurt. So
How about we talk
Like-
about the Marlins now? Let's go. Marlins talk.
What is there to
fucking
talk about?
around. Who the fuck wants to talk about the Marlins and or Baltimore? 32-68. Lose one more, and that record will be perfect. But
It'll be nice.
nice. Anyway,
yeah.
but yeah, it's just going back to the Phillies just for a second here. We probably should end it soon, but I want to point
Yeah,
out that
we've been
the
going
fact
for about 50 minutes.
Yeah, the Phillies are just
the Phillies, they have a bad clubhouse. Their best player, Andrew McCutchen, is out for the year, and don't lie, that is absolutely their best player.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's kinda
fuck Harper. Yeah, because McCutcheon's their best player. Fuck Harper, because he's a good player, but he's also a fucking strikeout magnet. He has no idea what plate discipline means, and he's not that good unless he has a meatball thrown at him.
He's got to have the right pieces surrounding him too.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. He's got to
Yeah.
have the right pieces surrounding him in order to be good, and he just doesn't. He just doesn't have anything that would make me think that the Phillies are going to be good.
I would
And
hate to
they're
be a
not.
Philadelphia Phillies fan. Thank God for the Eagles, man. Thank God
Fuck
that
the Eagles.
Because I mean,
Anyway.
what's what Philadelphia want to root for? There's nothing.
Anyway, I don't know. I think that wraps it up nicely. What do you guys
That's
think?
good. That's pretty good to end it there.
Perfect ending point.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. Let us know your trade targets, your top 3 trade targets in the comments below if you are watching this and I've made it this far, and not clicked away because of our incessant, insane ramblings. Or
if
Adam's
you have watched
10 years to
this
talk.
far, if you have watched this far, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.